Hey, what's happening, gamers? It's Swag here, your community manager at KIXEYE. Now, we came out with a new feature for our game Battle Pirates last week, the solid fuel rocket boosters, which have the potential to add up to 30% range to your missile attacks. Now, there have been some misconceptions in the community as to whether or not these are overpowered or whether or not you can build a base to defend against it. So we've actually done just that. We've built a base that will defend against these missile attacks, so we want to share it with you guys and kind of give you an idea of what will happen if a floating fortress fleet comes and attacks this base.
So the fleet that I'm using to attack this base is 5 floating fortresses that are equipped with assault missile D-53Rs, 4 of them to be exact, and also 2 Hailstorm C anti-mortar turrets, and of course these solid fuel boosters. If you want to see the stats on the D-53Rs, you can see them on the bottom left there. So first I'm going to be attacking this base from the southeast. As you can see, I have kind of a rainbow of missiles attacking that dock right there. But as you can see, after we destroy this dock, I cannot actually reach the warehouses that are behind it. With the wall that is in place, it puts them just out of the range of 96, which my missiles have, and therefore I cannot reach either the outpost or the warehouses from this side. Alright, let's move on to the north side of the base, and I'm going to try and see if I can hit the warehouses from here. I'm going to separate my floating fortresses and going to 2 different sides, going to the northeast and directly from above. Now my ships on the left there, you see I've parked right in the corner to try and see if I can get as close to the warehouse below it as I can possibly get, but again, I just don't quite have the range due to the way that this base is constructed. However, if we look at our ships to the right, you can see if I position my floating fortress in just the right way, I can barely get a couple of volleys off at that launch pad. But as soon as I move out of that sweet spot, I can't hit it again. So it has to be just so. So now that we've shown that we can't actually reach the outpost from any of the other sides of the base, we're going to mount a frontal assault. First thing I'm going to do is use my bunker buster to take out the flak cannon turret. That way it won't be taking out my incoming missiles. Now my strategy here is going to try and stay at the max 96 range and take out one of these turrets at a time. As I showed you before, I also have 2 Hailstorm anti-mortar turrets on each of the floating fortresses, which gives me a total of 10, so the incoming mortars from the Victory mortar towers should not pose a problem. Now this particular base is designed to defend against a variety of different ship attacks. As you can see, we have mortars, missiles, howitzers, and the flak cannon, of course. But you're going to change your tactics depending on whichever base you're attacking. So now I've taken out that row of turrets, so I'm moving on to the next one. Again, I'm really only taking damage from the Sentinel missiles because my Hailstorms are knocking down all of the mortars, therefore my floating fortresses are not really taking too much damage. However, at the same time, because there's no splash damage coming from my missiles, I'm only able to take out 1 turret at a time, and this process is getting rather tedious. And if you direct your attention to the time clock at the top of the screen, you can see that I'm rapidly running out of time, and there is not going to be ample time in order for me to destroy all these turrets to try to get into the base to destroy the outpost.
You guys can see the solid fuel rocket boosters do give some incredible range to missiles and really revive them as far as the metagame is concerned. However, their lack of splash damage does make them not quite so awesome on their own to be taking out turrets on a frontal assault. We've also shown you that you can actually put both your outposts and your warehouses just outside of that 96 range and keep your resources protected. So good luck, captains. Get out there and reconstruct some of your bases. Have fun.